welcome back to another Plasticon review! Woohoo!
Now you can fight mighty battles of Triax and the Triax armies! Recently, the minor battle skirmishes between these two countries erupted in full-scale war. Hundreds of land and air combat vehicles battled across the land. With their huge fighting machines, they staged the most massive battles ever. The largest armies in the world are in your hand. Take command! Megaforce, brought to you by Kenner. Sub-assembly required. Vehicles sold separately.
Welcome back to another Plasticon review. Today we're going to cover some more Megaforce. When I mean Megaforce, I mean Triax. I mean Ram Fist. Yeah, Ram Fist, a gigantic arsenal carrying crazy machine of death. That's what I'm going with, because this thing is just crazy and this is probably one of the most oddball vehicles you probably would ever imagine. Just give you a bit of a scale comparison. I mean, there is a small little rocket launcher. Normally he would come with a black rocket launching vehicle, and unfortunately I do not have one of those. But he would come with a little vehicle similar to this guy, except for he was all black, and the missiles would be more of a neon green. It's about the only difference between the two vehicles, considering, you know, I'm holding one here. That's what the other one will look like. Anyhow, let's look at the big guy here. And he is a massive carrier. If you guys imagine a gigantic aircraft carrier or vehicle transport, this is pretty much it. This thing is huge. Just gotta say that word, huge, because there's no other word out there that describes this thing. It's really cool. It does have this big, gigantic, protruding thing here that a lot of people are like, well, that looks like a gigantic button, because that's what it is. And what this thing would do is if you had like some enemy coming over here, like this little rocks tank, and he was going to get in the way, all you have to do is this. And just swat him out of your way, because, you know, that's what these are. These are gigantic swatting arms, and they would rotate all the way around and around and around and around as many times as you'd want them to. Now, this does cause the cockpit to swirl around and around and around, which is kind of weird. And honestly, if you probably were trying to pilot this thing, this would probably give you a bit of a headache. But that's why the bridge and all the communications and such is all ran from this tower here in the back. It is not ran from this gigantic arsenal cannon of destruction up front. Unfortunately, I am missing the long gun that usually sticks off the end here. There's supposed to be a long gun that just plugs in and that's it. Really not missing much there with that. But it does have these gigantic arms. And as my girlfriend likes to describe this looks like a cheerleader or, I don't know, some flag man trying to flag airplanes in. Well, I guess he could be doing that. I mean, there is a helipad on the back, so why not? Anyhow, let's move on to this crazy color of camo. I mean, I gotta mention this on the camo. This camo is neon green. I mean, this is like I said, 1989, guys. This is like on the brink of neon goodness and G2 craziness. That's what this is. It's just this neon green is just in your face. It does have ability to transport quite a few vehicles on the very back. As you guys can see, it does have a very successful landing pad here for a helicopter, and you can actually spin this and it will not get in the way and hit any of the guns or anything on it. And it also has ability to launch vehicles out of the rear, primarily by just pushing on the tank here. It will let it completely out, and it will slide out. There is no spring-loaded mechanism here. That is literally the weight of this tank launching it out. That gives you a little bit of an idea how awesome these things really are. I just love the idea that the weight of the tank just allows it just to drop out and just fly out. It does have ability to be able to carry at least, successfully I would say at least, 4 tanks in a small anti-aircraft and troop tank. The reason I'm saying this is because this area here is a little more narrow than this area here. So your troop tanks would have to sit here. If you have a couple of them, I bet you can probably fit 2 there, but I wouldn't bank on it. It honestly really has only room for 1. Let's get all these vehicles off of here real quick, so that way I can show you all the other crazy detail this thing has. And it's got these large cannons here that are little turrets that move back and forth. It's got 3 of these. This in here actually has more range because it literally covers the entire rear end. And it can face forward, but why would you want to be shooting that way, because you're going to hit the bridge. But it does have the ability to rotate quite a few of these. Now, it is unfortunately missing the radar dish. There's supposed to be a radar dish up here that spins around, just like this stuff. But, you know, I'll end up getting one of those. You guys more than likely want to see more pictures on Facebook and such of that, because, you know. But anyway, getting some crazy detail here. These are double barrel cannons all the way around this entire thing, which tells you this is where your troops would be. Your troops would actually be manning these on the sides. And this thing, not to mention just how crazy this machine is, the detail alone in this thing is awesome. It does have ability to rotate the cannons here on the front, and this one here will only do about a 180. They will kind of bump into each other a little bit, but I mean, there's not much you can do about that. But one thing I do want to say is I did have one of these when I was a kid and absolutely loved this toy, and this toy was so cool, and it got lost through time, and that's why I said, I remember this guy came with a black one with the green that actually matched this green with the missiles. It was crazy, and I loved it. And it probably got lost in the dirt somewhere because I used to play in sandboxes with these things all the time when I was a kid. Remember the good old days? Yeah. Some of you kids out there probably need to do some of that. But anyway, that's a topic for a different day. Anyhow, this has been Plasticon, and this has been yet another Megaforce review. I'll end up coming at you with some more because I have plenty more of these guys. Plenty. Just tons of these guys. Just laying around in a box somewhere. I'll dig more out. I'll see you around. Bye.